I built a generator that creates cursed Brotato runs, and today it gave me this. This might be a mistake. So I rolled the generator on medium difficulty and it gave me Brawler with a fist and 2 rules. I must commit to the first weapon found and I must buy at least 1 item per shop. I have to focus on damage, lifesteal and HP. That doesn't sound too bad, right? During character selection, the generator said that at wave 8, I must reroll until I'm broke, and my objective is to make it to wave 20. So let's see. Jumping into wave 1, things always start off so calmly and fun. I get my first tree and I finish the wave. I had to commit to the first weapon found, which was a hand, and was great because it's classed as unarmed. I chose Weird Ghost as my 1 item, which meant wave 2 would start with me at 1 HP. I jumped straight into killing, not realizing that 1 hit would kill me, but I survived the wave anyway. I decided to take weird food as I needed all the HP recovery I could get. I then chose melee damage as I'm smashing the aliens in the face with my fist. Next came engineering, and then it was time for wave 3. During this wave, I leveled up twice, which was great. Then I chose damage as I needed to focus the stat, and the same logic applied to lifesteal. The only item in this shop was Scar, so I guess I'll mess my range up even more. Wave 4, I started to see more enemies and more trees, but nothing to worry about yet. I went for lifesteal again, then chose Beanie because I really didn't care about range. I also bought engineering because it was another positive to add and I was hoping turrets would help me. I started to see more red circles on wave 5, so the easy bit was nearly over. Max HP came up, so I went for that. And then I bought Alien Worm as I had 2 for the consumable heal stat. Here comes wave 6. I was saving my money for the reroll event at wave 8. So I was pleased I was making it through. The crate I picked up came in handy until it had range damage in it. No thank you. I went for HP regen, then chose Gentle Alien for the fun of it. I really wanted the generator to know it doesn't scare me. Yet, wave 7 was considerably more chaotic than the waves before, but I was able to finish the wave without sustaining too much damage. I chose Clockwork Wasp for more speed, then the damage stat upgrade. There was a free reroll item to pick up in the shop, which was timed perfectly for my wave 8 event. I bought another fist and then utilized that reroll. The turret was the best item here, and of course a 5th fist never hurt anybody. Then I kept rerolling. I got another free reroll and bought another fist, which kind of felt like deja vu. Before buying the white flag to get rid of the enemies I increased earlier by buying the Gentle Alien. The next reroll came with a garden, which were always handy to have. I didn't have enough, so I locked it and bought the campfire. I didn't want to get rid of my speed, but I had to buy something. Wave 8 came with these big aliens, which I pretty much destroyed in a couple of hits. I got a crate and a decent amount of materials. Inside the crate, I recycled the bandana because I needed to keep my damage. Then I chose lifesteal. I bought my previously locked garden, then rerolled to see tier 4 fist. I don't have enough materials though, so I bought my item and made room to buy the tier 2 hand. I locked the fist and rerolled. I had to buy an item but didn't have enough materials, so I locked the best out of a bad bunch. Wave 9, I was one-hitting everything. It was satisfying until the end of the wave when I saw all the materials I didn't pick up. I chose to upgrade my speed and of course damage before buying the locked item and the tier 2 hand. I still had enough for the tier 4 fist, so I grabbed that too before re-rolling. I bought 2 items this time round and was feeling pretty confident at this stage. Using my last free re-roll, I couldn't buy an item, so I locked Bloodleap. Nearly halfway there and I'm feeling comfortable. I was of course very effective at short range, which was great for practically instant killing enemies. But there were so many following me, I started to panic for later waves. I collected a crate, which was no use to me. Then I chose lifesteal and engineering. I had to get Bloodleech here, then I re-rolled, picking up Baby Elephant and hand injury before re-rolling again. My range is terrible. Here I got some great items ready for wave 11. The bigger enemies came out here that have great health and inflict huge damage. I didn't like I had to get so close to them to inflict damage, but at least I was equipped as best as I could. The item I took from the crate took my range stat to nearly minus 100. Oh well. Time to make it worse by choosing eye surgeries. Using my reroll, I chose medical turret and beanie again, then alien tongue. I locked tier 2 hand and clocked my range at minus 115 before wave 12. Does it really matter that much? I'm only punching things after all. Wave 12 looked strong for me. I was really causing serious damage to enemies that were on me. If I could keep improving melee damage, this should carry me through. I then recycled Goat Skull as I didn't have any crit chance to throw away. I was happy to see plus 9 HP though. I also chose Lifesteal to begin the next shot. I had to go for the item first. Then I upgraded the hand. I then picked up Blindfold, which honestly felt so accurate with my range being so negative. I then locked Engineering for next time. Wave 13 was a lot more chaotic, and I honestly couldn't tell if I was doing well or just scraping by. I guess we'll find out. I recycled the item, then bought the Engineering item, Mastery to improve my melee damage, and re-rolled to buy a turret and lock Flaming Knuckles. Rerolling is a bit of a curse because I have to buy an item every shot, so it is a double-edged sword, but I didn't want to leave anything behind. Luckily, this last shop had the item that nullifies damage of 1 hit per wave. I always loved this item. This wave was so chaotic. It started off okay, but those red dots flying everywhere and me only damaging enemies up close was starting to become a problem. I spent my whole time just avoiding the red dots and praying that none of the enemies got close enough to hit me, as those red dots hurt and can easily finish you off. How I managed to pick up 2 crates, I'll never know. I recycled both items, so it wasn't really worth it, but I got more damage, the item I wanted, and Flaming Knuckles. I was also able to buy more tree spawn and lock 2 weapons and an item. So wave 15 was all about getting materials. I was really complaining about the last wave when those red dots felt a lot more precise and personal to me this time round. They weren't just randomly flying around anymore, they felt honed onto me. Anyway, I did survive and managed to take a crate with me, which had scared Sausage inside. I grabbed more HP, then bait and the tier 2 Flaming Knuckles. I re-rolled and had to lock Charmeleon and buy Metal Plate. Not too bad until I remembered the special enemies at the start of this wave. I instantly used my nullified hit before taking out the special enemies. That could have gone way worse. I picked up a crate, fought through a crowd of enemies, almost became cornered by a bunch of enemies, but finished the round. I decided to lower my luck to get some extra speed. I had to go for Charmeleon, then re-rolled to get a medical turret before locking landmines. I will obtain the Flaming Knuckles eventually. Wave 17 hit me so hard. I couldn't push the enemies back enough and didn't have the speed to get away, so it was very close combat and didn't feel comfortable at all. But I made it and had some nice lemonade. I finally bought the Flaming Knuckles as well as locking tier 3 fist. I locked padding as I haven't used that before, and I locked fried rice, which I also hadn't used before. Wave 18 was full of these fast and angry things that terrified me. I was really proud of this dodge though, through them all and the red dots. Felt a little too confident for a second there. My plan was to keep running in circles and it somehow worked, until I almost died when the red dots made my eyes go funny. So I realised staying in the corner, dodging, would be the play. More HP was offered, which was great at this stage of late game. I picked up HP regen to be smart and also padding. I had 2 tier 3 items locked and a medical turret, which would be great going into wave 20, so I needed as many materials as I could get here. The enemies seemed slower this wave, but there were more of them. The biggest threat were those big guys. Still, I made it though. Wave 20, here I come. I recycled both crate items and chose more melee damage. I could afford everything I locked, so I bought those as well as Cyber Ball. Here comes wave 20. It started off quite well. I timed the boss's movement and found running in circles was best to dodge the red dots. Those big guys that sprinted towards me were definitely causing the biggest problem. I wasn't doing too bad until like 3 of those big guys hit me at once and took half my HP. It really put the pressure on, and I seemed to get hit by everything then. I then got hit by the boss's red dots before the big guy took me out. Aww. I reached wave 20, but lost with 11 seconds to go. I did pass all the objectives, so it was a point to me. Comment down below any rules you wish to add to the generator. We are 1-0. See you next time.